Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of History Hobo Plays TimeGuessr. TimeGuessr is a game where you're shown a series of 5 images and you have to select on the world map where the image was taken and also the year that the image was taken. If you like the videos, please like and subscribe. Let's get into the game. Okay, here we go. We have what appears to be Venice. Recognize these kind of boats. I'm not sure who this guy is though. Is that Winston Churchill back there? It looks like it might be him. Okay, definitely have Venice, obviously. Wagons lit cook. I don't know what that means. But Palmiro Togliatti, definitely Italian. Okay, let's go in and find Venice. It's up here. There it is. Okay, more than likely on the Grand Canal somewhere. Often this is a nice spot to go. It's hard to tell because we can't see the width of the water that we're on here. But considering the picture is taken from at least the side of the water, if not another boat, then I would say we are on one of the wider canals rather than these more narrow ones that run between the main one. We could be anywhere around here, but I think I'll go somewhere fairly central along there. I don't think we're going to find this, if that's even still there, but I think that'll be decent enough for our location. The year, if Churchill's in it, then it's going to be probably post World War II, considering Italy was allied with the Nazis during World War II. I wouldn't have thought he would have gone to Italy during the war. And he looks quite old here, although he looked quite old throughout his later career. He was quite old at the time he was Prime Minister during World War II. It could be pre-World War II. It's quite difficult to say though. These kind of hairstyles look a bit late 40s-ish to me. I wish I knew who that was. I do recognize this person, but I don't know who it is. Seems familiar to me. This guy is probably some kind of security or something. Okay, I think we're going to go 47 or 46. I think 46, just in case it is pre-World War II. We could lose a lot of points if we're wrong on the date here. It was 51, we should have gone the other way. We were in the right location though, on the Grand Canal, so only 280 meters away. So Winston Churchill and his family riding a motorboat through Venice. So is this Winston Churchill's son? That might be why he looks familiar, because he looks a bit like Winston Churchill going to the Venice Film Festival. Okay, it's a good one to know, but shame I didn't go a bit later on that year, but never mind. Okay, we have a bridge. Is this the Charles Bridge? Doesn't look wide enough to be the Charles Bridge in Prague, although we could still be in Prague. I have been across the Charles Bridge, but the Charles Bridge is a lot bigger than this. Let's have a look at the language here. Wezer holidays. Boutique or boutique fashion. It must be boutique. Cafe Poletto doesn't really help. Monesia. Dom Finansoi. This word here, the ending of it almost looks a little Romanian. The SCU, the SCU on the end. Sounds a little Romanian to me, but possibly not. I wish I knew the country codes. That would be a good thing to study. So we have a 7-6 here, and I'm not 100% sure what it is. Crediti. That sounds less Romanian. Is that a Polish L? I'm not entirely sure if it is. It looks like something is on that L. So that could be Poland then. WKS on the graffiti. Something to do with Warsaw maybe? I've not been to Warsaw, so it's not easy to pick out for me. Wezer seems like it could be Polish. Oh, if I could see the number plates on these cars, it would help me, but the reflection of these cars, but it doesn't. Yeah, there's not a huge amount of information unless you recognize this bridge. And it's only a little bridge. It looks like this is the entire length of it, so I'm not really sure. I'm just hoping that that is a Polish L, because I think I'm going to have to go Poland for the sound of most of the words apart from this one. And if it is Romania, I'm going to kick myself, but I think that looks like a Polish L. Okay, so I'm going to spend a bit of time here, I think, because we're on an okay score. I think we're going to go into Warsaw first. Could be somewhere like Lodz as well. I don't know if we've got any small bridges. This doesn't look big enough to go over a river. Maybe a canal, or maybe it's just a road running under it. Really, it looks like it's just a road that's running under this little bridge, because I can see paved roads either side of it. But we have a large building in the background. Could be some kind of church or government building, or maybe even a central market, possibly. I know in Krakow they have a large building like this in the centre for a market, so I'm wondering if Warsaw has anything similar. I'm not sure where the centre of the city would be. It's usually around where the name is. It's going to be a bit difficult. I'm going to scan around. I might speed this up or skip it. Right. I think we are in Poland. I just noticed over here we can actually see the number plate of this car here, and I think that says P on the blue strip, for the European blue strip on the side of the number plates. So I think we are in Poland. Looking around, I can't find anything that matches this bridge, but it's could take hours to find something like this. But Warsaw seems to have a lot of these buildings with this coloured wall, the cream coloured walls to them. If we look down at this building here, it's cream coloured walls to it, and I've noticed a lot of these buildings have a very similar styling to them. So I'm hoping we are in Warsaw. We could be near the town hall. I can't see a bridge anywhere, but I'm going to leave it around this area. It's fairly central. Hopefully we're okay there. The year is going to be another tricky guess. We have, I'm not sure what brand this is. Almost looks like a Volvo front grille, but that logo is a bit strange. I don't really know it. It doesn't look too old, the car, though. It looks fairly modern. This could be a Golf, possibly. I'm not sure. Volkswagen Golf. Just looking at the back of it. We can also see some reflections of cars here. Not really helping me, though. Looks fairly recent, I would say. I think we're going to go maybe 2018, something like that for this kind of car. Could be anywhere in the last 10 years, I would think, but we'll go for it. It's 2014, and it wasn't Warsaw. It was Kłodzko in Poland. I've never even heard of the place, Kłodzko. I don't know how I would have got that from there. The Gothic Bridge, this must be a famous bridge. I have been down, obviously I've been to Krakow, and I've also been down to Zakopane, which is somewhere around here in this place in the mountains. It's a beautiful mountain, alpine-like town. If you ever go to Poland, I highly recommend going to this place. It's really nice. If you like skiing as well, or just like the mountain scenery, it's a really nice place to go to. Not a bad score though. We weren't terribly far off, just 300 kilometers away. Next round. Okay, we definitely got a British territory, but it doesn't look like the UK. Something Bourne Hotel. I would say we're more likely in Australia or New Zealand. Can't quite see from this flag, but it's one of the two. I always get the two flags mixed up. I would say this is more likely to be Australia than it is New Zealand. If we're around the Queen's coronation, we had a round in the UK, I think it was in Leek, for the Queen's coronation. We had a very similar thing put up here, and the Queen, if I remember correctly, was coronated in 1953, which would match for this car, as this car looks almost exactly like the car I showed in that piece of paper I found in my house the other day, and it's very similar style to that car, so we could definitely be in there. I'm just going to look around and see if we can work out what city we are. I think we must be Australia. Hearns something theatre. Not really helping me. We're quite a hilly place. We've got a fairly large dip in the road and then it's rising back up there. Can't see much in the distance. Is the ocean out there maybe? Malcolm something. Chemist, clothing. Mercury, yeah. And again, we are driving on the left here, so definitely Australia or New Zealand. And looking at the buildings, I think it has to be Australia. Do we have any giveaways here? Nothing on this crest. The only clue that I'm finding for location is this bus. And it looks like it says Brunswick or Brunswalk, possibly. I'm not entirely sure. I can't see if that is an A-L-K or I-L-K. It would make more sense to be an A, but it could be Brunswick. C-K could be W-I-C-K, maybe. Brunswick would make more sense as a place name that I've heard. Not that I've heard of, but just somewhere that's an English sounding name. So we might have a quick look through some big Australian cities because it looks like a fairly large city, just to see if anything Brunswick pops out at me. So this is probably going to take me some time. Okay, second city I checked was Melbourne. I checked Sydney first and I have seen a Brunswick. So are we in that area or are we heading to that area? Let's have a quick look at the satellite. Doesn't look like we're likely on these kind of streets. It's possible. I wish I had more of a like a map to see the variation in height of road, but we could be all the way down in the city centre and that bus is heading out, but we'll drop it in Brunswick for now. If we were somewhere like this, that might work. Let's have a look. Although we've got a lot of trees here where we don't have trees. We do have some down there. Trees at the back, so we could be further down somewhere. Or up this way. Where do the trees stop? They go quite a long way. So maybe we are in this area then. If we're looking that way, it's hard to tell because of the hills, whether the road keeps going straight on there. Looks like that could be the ocean though. That's what's confusing me a bit. I don't think we'd see the ocean from this far away from it. Let's look around a bit more. I think we're best off just going in Brunswick. I think we're more likely to be in the centre of the city, but I don't have enough clues to go off here, and it's such a big city that I don't think I will find it. So we shouldn't be a million miles away. Even if I go up in Brunswick here, we'll only be a few kilometres off at the most. So let's go with it and hope that the Queen was coronated in 53, and that's when it was. It's 54, so celebrating the Queen coronation tour. So she probably went on tour afterwards. And yes, we were more central. That made a lot more sense. But we didn't lose too many points there. Only 4 kilometres away, so still a good score. I'm just happy that I got the right city in Australia because I often lose a lot of points in Australia. Okay, next round. Okay. Well, we have a recognisable flag straight away. That's the flag of Croatia. Now, we look like we're in a fairly hot place. I would think that this is more likely to be one of the coastal cities. Maybe Split or Dubrovnik, maybe. We have a nice little black cat walking along here. Let's see. We have a guy on a phone. Doesn't look like a massive phone though, so it might not be super up to date. It's hard to tell though. We have a pizza restaurant. That's not going to help me at all. But I think looking at this style of building, we're most likely in Dubrovnik. or Split, and they're both down here. There's Split, and Dubrovnik is down here somewhere, all the way down here. So the question is, do we go, which one do we go? Let's have a look at Dubrovnik from the satellite first. This is the famous area that I failed to identify on previous rounds, but with these very narrow alleyways. I think it's where they filmed Game of Thrones as well, for King's Landing was based around this place. Would make sense, one of these alleyways. We look like we can see out, so we're probably more likely nearer the side somewhere, like these kind of alleyways, but hard to tell. Could just be looking out like this way. It could be fine. I'll have a quick look at Split just to see if it's also the same kind of architecture. Let's see. There it is. That took me far longer than it should have. Okay. Let's see. Did I accidentally just click on the map now? So this kind of area of Split could also work. These kind of buildings. Although the alleyways maybe don't line up as nicely. The buildings look a bit taller in Split, whereas these aren't that tall. So I think we'll go with Dubrovnik. I did click off Dubrovnik by accident there. Make sure I put it back. It's possible that this pizza restaurant is marked on the map somewhere. Why did Apple Maps, you zoom in sometimes and the city name disappears completely? There it is. Okay, let's have a quick look around in Dubrovnik to see if we can find Piccolo Ponte Grill and Pizza. We have a lot of restaurants in this area. Well, I can't find the exact restaurant, but I think there's so many restaurants in this area that this would likely be the correct area. I think we'll have a look at the year now, trying to see what phone he's using. It's hard to tell what size that is. It looks fairly recent. These women's shoes. These are Entleys, are they? Or Vans or something like that. It's hard to tell, they've been around for a long time. I think based off this phone, I'm going to go maybe 2016. Hope we're not present day. We could be. That just could be a smaller phone for this day and age, but I might bump it up 2 years. 2018, we'll go for that. See how we get on. Oh, 2024, and it was Split. Near Split anyway. Oh, it's Truggear. We lost quite a few points on the year there as well. That phone was deceiving. It looked smaller than maybe it was. Okay, we lost some points there, but it doesn't matter. Okay, we have an Eiffel Tower. Is it the Eiffel Tower? I'm actually thinking it might not be, just based on the vicinity of this building here. So are we in Las Vegas? Because I know there is one here. I've seen it myself. I stayed in a casino next to the Paris casino in Las Vegas. Is this Las Vegas? Hotels and casino entrance. So yes, it is most likely Las Vegas. And we also have Bally's here. I think the casino that I stayed in was the Aladdin, and that's no longer there. I think it was knocked down and replaced. But we'll go into Las Vegas. I should be able to pinpoint this pretty well. The Strip is down here. And where is MGM Grand is here, I believe. The Eiffel Tower viewing deck is here. So we're going to be in this location, close to it anyway. Let's have a look at the satellite, see if we can work out exactly where we are. Here's the top of the Eiffel Tower. Are we looking? We see this circle on the top of this roof here. So I would say we're more likely just by this corner of this building here. Maybe a little bit further back, but that's a pretty good location, I think. Don't need to worry about that. Being to Las Vegas a couple of times, it makes it a little easier to know that that immediately isn't. There are quite a few replicas of the Eiffel Tower around the world. There's a couple in China, I'm sure. If you can call the Blackpool Tower a replica of it as well, it is in the UK. Now has this woman got a phone in her hand? Looks like it. I can't tell what it is though. Anyone else? Let's see. The shoes make me think it's a little older though. I don't know. It's hard to say. Anything else that's going to give me clues? Obviously everyone's wearing hot weather clothes, so I don't know if that is a phone in that woman's hand or is it just her purse. It could just be a wallet or something. But the way she's holding it like this suggests that it is a phone. Unless she's just grabbing onto her purse tightly. I was just looking at these clothes here. The white socks makes me think a bit more like 90s-ish. Like white trainers with white socks or black trainers with white socks. It seems a bit more old school than it is modern day. But it's very hard to tell. Wish I could see if this guy was holding... He's taking a picture, but I can't see if he's using a camera or a phone. Is Bally's Casino still there? Trying to see, because these casinos do get knocked down quite regularly. Oh no, Bally's Bar is here, yes. If I could just see to the other side, I would know, because what used to be the Aladdin Casino was right next to it, and I think there's what it's called. It's a Planet Hollywood Casino now. If we knew what was here, it would help me date it a little bit better, because I went there probably 2000 and 2003 or something like that. These kind of clunky heels make me think it's a bit older as well. Socks and sandals also makes me think it's a bit older. Although there are some people who still rock the socks and sandals, look. I might be crazy here, but I'm going to actually go early 2000s. 2005. And just hope and pray that this is not a phone in this woman's hand. Is she wearing a smartwatch? No. Let's go for it. I'm going to drop it down to 2004. It was 95. Wow. My location was spot on 9 meters away. 95. I should have gone with my instinct and think those socks, white socks for shoes, is 90s. That's a very 90s thing. Final score then, 42,000. Not bad. Should we put that into my spreadsheet just to keep track of them? That's probably our lowest for the past couple of days. Yes, it is. We've been on a pretty good run here. 6 days above, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days above 40,000 points. It's not bad. It's amazing that in the 2-minute rounds I managed to score higher, but I think if I had this round with 2-minute rounds, I probably wouldn't even have got some of these locations. Let's have a look. Like the Poland one, I probably wouldn't have seen that L. I might have gone check, but I might have actually scored more points based on thinking it looked similar to Charles Bridge because it was closer there. So the Croatia one was very difficult to guess which city was going to be because they all are very similar architecture along that coast. Australia was pretty good. I wouldn't have had time to look for Melbourne to find it though. Overall, not a bad round. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.